Hi, I'm Selena. Welcome to the Corefit lifestyle. Come do Pilates with me.
Beginning this pelvic floor workout with a big physio ball and a small Pilates ball as well as a ring on your mat. We start off with some hip mobility. We're going to be rotating at the hip, reaching up with the heel and down to compress the ball. And building strength in the hip cuff, as well as allowing for greater mobility. This exercise is to be done while pulling the navel to the spine, zipping up from the bottom waistline, keeping it light on that bottom hand. And the combination of lifting the bottom leg, activating the pelvic floor and inner thighs. Compressing the ball, that's the resistance there. Resisting gravity with the bottom leg simultaneously. And by holding the arm extended over the big physio ball, you're allowing your core stabilizers to turn on to hold your pelvis in place. So this is balance and stability, keeping the bottom leg lifted. Always trying to remember not to lean in the shoulder. Keep lifting away from the ground. Staying conscious of your navel to the spine and keeping the breathing flowing. And you'll feel this in the center of your body as you compress the ball. A lot of core stabilization happening to be lifting one leg and compressing the other. All the forces meet in your center. Balance and stability always coming from your core. And keeping those hip joints moving, at the same time inner thigh. We're pulling up on the pelvic floor, imagining that you are holding your urine midstream at the same time, keeping the pubic bone slightly tilted back toward the chin as you move your thighs in and activate your inner thigh. We add the back of the leg, hamstrings and glutes, posterior chain as you continue to press with your inner thigh, pulling up from your center. And we hold the isometric in the posterior chain as you continue to pulse the inner thigh. Touching the knees together, opening and closing. We are promoting hip mobility as well as hip cuff strength. You get more options for movement when your hips move much more efficiently. And then holding the work in the lower abdominal so that the lower back doesn't lift. Keeping the core engaged. As you extend those legs, you're providing resistance. You really have to hold the tone in your abdominal here. And go for a full stretch. We did 2 orientations. So the first one was external rotation with the heels driving into the ball and the toes pointing out to the sides. Now we're pulling the toes in the ball and opening the heels so your thigh bones are rotated inward as you extend. This is for hip strength. And we alternate. And going into a nice smooth flow, pulling the knees in to pull in and reaching the knees out to come out. Making the circles in the hip joint. More stability in the center of your body. Reaching the knees over side to side, tick-tock action, but keeping the shoulders anchored. Major tone in the abdominals. For stability and strength, lower abdominals also working. Anchor the shoulders. The ball is your tool to assist you to keep the shoulders stable. And of course, all your concentration is on that same area where your core is stable. Keeping the legs long, holding your attention on the stable leg as the opposite leg moves out. And we're really trying not to let the pelvis move. Pushing as long as you can through those legs. So we alternate one leg then the other, and then we do the 2 legs in one opening. Lots of core stability. All the muscles in your pelvic floor that are containing your organs, transverse abdominal. And the breathing activates the diaphragm. So we exhale as we connect the chest to the thighs, and inhale to release back. Reach those arms long so the shoulders are not crunching in the ears, and you're focused on lifting from the shoulders. The pelvis also lifts. Knees to the chest. And just holding the ball behind the thigh really activates the whole posterior chain. Trying not to let the lower back dip. Holding your navel close to the spine, you're stabilizing one leg and it's stretching through the other. Holding that ball nice and firm, keeping the hamstrings engaged. As you move through the center of your body, we're going to breathe in to pull forward and exhale to lengthen back. Always holding your navel to protect your spine. And now we're ready for the Pilates ring. In the same way, this provides a little bit more resistance. And we compress, activating the hamstrings in a pulse, holding the navel to the spine, keeping the rib cage connected. This is good work. Keeping that ring between the ankles activates your inner thigh. We're holding the navel to the spine so there's no dipping, and we are squeezing and releasing in the legs, pulling up from the pelvic floor right up into the throat. Nice and long in the legs, stable, steady, to bend and push forward, trying not to load the shoulders. So here you really need to be focused on holding your navel close to the spine. Tea tray on your back as you bend, and steady straight legs to bring the chest over the wrists. And we stay in the bend as you pull the knees together. You're compressing on the ring. A lot of core action here. And we get into that nice child's pose. You can lengthen out your whole back.